good day. My name is Panashe Mabwe. Today I'm going to be taking you through my COS802 final project, which is centered around exploring public sentiment and themes in post office Twitter datasets. This is the overview of the presentation. I'm going to take you through the background, the procedure, the EDA, results, conclusion, and possible future work that may be conducted. In terms of the background, the South African Post Office is a state-owned company that provides mail and parcel delivery at post offices across South Africa and offers international delivery options. Furthermore, SAPO offers a wide range of additional services, including courier services for express delivery and financial services through its Postbank division. The state-owned company has an extensive branch network across urban and rural areas in South Africa, making it a vital service provider for communities. For this project, I was provided with a Twitter dataset that is mainly to do with the South African Post Office. And the Twitter dataset allows users to share their experiences and opinions regarding the South African Post Office and its services on social media platforms, including Twitter. Users are able to describe their encounters, both positive and negative, with SAPO through tweets, allowing them to voice their satisfaction, grievances, or suggestions. In this way, Twitter plays a pivotal role in shaping and enhancing the overall customer experience with the South African Post Office. And this led to the following research questions. What are the predominant sentiments expressed by users on Twitter, and how do they vary by topic? Secondly, can sentiment analysis be utilized to identify areas of weakness with regards to South African Post Office services? In terms of the procedures that, in terms of the procedures that I applied, I started with data pre-processing, which includes the removal of URLs, mentions and hashtags, the lemmatization, tokenization, and so on. These are just a few of the pre-processing techniques that I applied. The models that I used were the VADA sentiment analyzer model, the text blob sentiment analyzer, as well as the latent directlet allocation, which is a generative probabilistic model. Conducted an EDA just in order to understand and get more context regarding the dataset. So these are the 20 most common words: COVID, your grant, your SASSA grant, money. And then I also utilized the TF-IDF score and obtained the top 20 words, which are similar to the 20 most common words we obtained in the word cloud. And the words are your grant, your SASSA, please, parcel. I then, in order to obtain further context, I then utilized the diagrams, and the top 20 were SRD grant, COVID, SRD special COVID, SASSA card, and so on. Then in terms of the results, I have a bar chart here, and the bar chart is representing on the x-axis. We have the sentiment, positive, neutral, and negative. Then on the y-axis, we have the number of tweets. So according to the VADA sentiment analysis model, majority of the tweets were categorized as positive, approximately 47%, approximately 30% were categorized as neutral, and 22% were categorized as negative. On the right, we also have a monthly rolling average for the VADA sentiment. And here we can see how the average sentiment has been from 2017 up until 2023. It was on an incline and reached its peak around 2019 and has been on a decline. And then according to the text blob sentiment analysis model, majority of the tweets were actually neutral, approximately 48%, whereas in the VADA sentiment analysis model, majority of the tweets were positive. And then approximately 30% were positive and 20% were negative. However, what's common between the two models is that there are more positive sentiment tweets than negative sentiment tweets. Then on the right, we have the polarity over time, the average polarity over time, as well as the subjectivity over time. And the polarity over time is quite similar. Then in terms of the subjectivity, a score of 0 indicates that the text is entirely objective and contains no subjective content, which we can see is occurring which we can see has been occurring ever since 2019, meaning that users have been texting factual information and statements according to the models and the data we have. Then here we have the topic modeling that we performed using the LDA, and this was performed within each sentiment cluster to identify the main topics in the tweets grouped by polarity. And basically, we provide the most insight into the most relevant term for each topic within those clusters. So here we can see that in this cluster, the average polarity is actually negative 0.4, indicating that it has a negative sentiment. And we can see with some of the words that are in the topics, so your decline, your worst, useless, fail, and so on, then this cluster contains a positive sentiment as the polarity is quite high. And you can see with the words that we have in the topics, such as receive, money, payment, avail, safe, and so on. In conclusion, both models show a predominant positive sentiment towards stable. The positive sentiment surpasses the negative sentiment in both models. The rolling average for sentiment reveals that polarity and subjectivity peaked late 2018, early 2019. However, subjectivity has been on a decline, indicating that users have been tweeting text that actually contains factual information. But the positive sentiment was mainly influenced by the following factors: COVID social relief distress grant, the social grant payment, the new SASSA cards, and so on. The negative sentiment was mainly influenced by the fake SASSA grants, COVID social relief distress grant, the social relief distress, WhatsApp application system, and weekend closure. Thank you. This is my COS802 project. Any questions?